Welcome to this two-part video aid on musical significance, or the meaning of music. This is about learning how to deliver the MD's desired interpretation of the music. We do this through private or group practice, completing it in time for a concert performance. It is a combined effort from individual singers, sections and the full choir, all under the direction of the MD. Let's start by analysing the structure of the music. Remember, we're considering DC Dominus here. Contemplate the structure of the work by looking at the score and listening to the Gardner recording, as you've done before. Detect the tension and release provided by the harmonic structure. Find cadences and note changes of mood and character. You need to appreciate the structure as it controls the unfolding of the music at a rate which makes it intelligible. Annotate your score accordingly, and I'll come back to that. Now consider the text and create your own narrative. Start by thinking about your role as a bass and then inhabit that character. Contemplate the atmosphere of the music and see what imagery it conjures up for you. See then if you can determine the emotion to convey. But let's see how the MD can help us. Each rehearsal, the musical director inspires the choir with further interpretations of the music. Musical expressions are explained, demonstrated, annotated, practiced and recorded. Quite a sequence of events. Revisit rehearsal recordings to consolidate your understanding of what is written and heard in the music. What are the instances of mood and word painting? And what have we been advised about pitch, tempi, and dynamics and phrasing? The MD should also explain the emotion to be portrayed and how to deliver it. This guidance will help us basses understand and generate appropriate emotional responses. It's the MD's awareness of our various capabilities to share the contextual and technical know-how in an appropriate manner. Clearly, this is more readily done at sectional rehearsals and followed up in rehearsal notes. It's interesting to know that we value music for its influence on our personal inner emotional landscape. My own preference is to use analysis to signpost an emotional response. Knowing what response I'm looking for will help me experience it emotionally as I contemplate its delivery. Let me exemplify what I'm saying. Why might the hairs on my neck bristle when singing the Gloria? Research explains that evaluative conditioning occurs when a musical element becomes associated with an emotion by repeatedly occurring at the same time as an emotional experience. Why would I recall the sunlight teeming through the west window of the cathedral during a previous summer concert performance of the Vespers? Episodic memory, derived from the music, becoming connected to the memory of a specific event, is at play. These two aspects of memory, probably more than others, will help us generate an appropriate emotional response. You just have to come up with your own examples. So what do we need to do with this newfound knowledge? Well, it's very simple. You annotate the score. All basses should consider the following suggestions to annotate the MD's desired musical interpretations when preparing music. Performance markings will be a mixture of annotating period performance conventions and an elaboration of musical expressions. 6 stages, very simple. First of all, if you're using hired parts, copies from library, rub them out, rub the markings out. Secondly, mark cues from other singers. Now, listen to a recording of the piece with the part in front of you, and this will give you a good idea as to which those cues are. Then add comments that indicate your role as a bass at that moment. And two more things. For tricky rhythmic passages, use pencil marks to indicate the strong beats to help with rhythmic division. And finally, by keeping a note of which annotations work well and which don't, you'll be able to methodically improve this aspect of your preparation. Having learned what is required here, in part 2, we will look at how to deliver through effective singing. The material will add to the guidance already provided in the effective singing videos. Thank you.